I want you to picture something. You're lying in bed at night, you're tired, you're comfortable, and you realize that you might need to use the bathroom. Your brain does not immediately tell your body to get up. Instead, it runs a quick calculation. Is it worth the effort to stand up, to walk there, and to get back into bed? If the urge is mild, your brain may decide, not worth it, and you stay put. But if the urge is strong, suddenly the same walk feels absolutely worth it. This has nothing to do with your legs. Your legs haven't changed. Nothing about your strength has changed. Your capacity hasn't changed. What changed was how your brain evaluated effort versus reward. Your brain is constantly running a simple decision algorithm for movement. And at its core, it asks, does the expected reward outweigh the expected effort? If yes, the brain gives a go signal. If no, the brain puts the brakes on. This decision happens automatically before you even move and before you even think about it. The basal ganglia plays a major role in this go or no go process. And in Parkinson's, this algorithm doesn't disappear, it becomes distorted. Let's talk about fatigue. Fatigue is when cost gets inflated. It's not just about being tired, it's what I call a hyperinflation in the cost, which means movements start to feel disproportionately expensive. Small actions can start to feel heavy. The brain overestimates how much effort they actually require. So the internal calculation becomes, I want to do this, but it feels like too much. That's why people with fatigue often say, I would love to keep going, but it's just too hard. The desire is there. The price tag is the problem. And in daily life, fatigue can feel like you're moving through cement. Every action feels like pushing through this thick resistance. Your body knows what to do, but executing it feels exponentially harder than it should. And there's this surprising effort where familiar tasks suddenly require this unexpected amount of energy. Getting dressed, preparing a meal, walking to another room suddenly become this significant undertaking. And starting an activity might be possible, but finishing it becomes increasingly difficult. The brain keeps rerunning the same equation and repeatedly concludes this costs too much. That's fatigue. It's not laziness, it's not lack of motivation, but it is a distorted perception of effort. Apathy, on the other hand, is when reward drops out. Apathy breaks the algorithm in a different way. In apathy, the effort may be manageable, but the reward side collapses. The brain struggles to register why an action is worth doing it. There's no internal pull to initiate, no anticipation of payoff. The calculation doesn't say, this is too hard. It says, why even bother? Even low effort actions fail to clear the reward threshold. The motivation to engage just simply isn't there because your brain's reward system is not firing properly. It is critical to differentiate between apathy and fatigue. Understanding the difference between the two is essential for effective intervention. Both lead to reduced movement, but they require completely different strategies. Fatigue, the cost is inflated, but reward is still recognized. You want to do it, but it just feels too expensive. Apathy, reward is reduced even when the cost is low. The why behind the action disappears. And if you treat apathy like fatigue and just lower effort, it won't work. And if you treat fatigue like apathy and try to motivate and push harder, it won't work. You have to fix the side of the equation that's broken. This is why movement has to be built in small doses. Building a life of movement is essential because in Parkinson's, consistency matters more than intensity. Small exercise snacks lower the cost of starting. Habits reduce decision fatigue. Frequent movement builds a reliable foundation. Cognitive motor patterns keeps the brain engaged, and that engagement prevents plateaus and burnout. So for fatigue, this is going to lower the perceived cost. Movement feels more efficient and manageable when it's guided by these complex patterns, these patterns that are growing in complexity and not plateauing. And for apathy, these patterns introduce novelty and mastery, giving the brain something worth engaging with, rekindling the reward signal. So remember, fatigue and apathy, they're not personal flaws. They're not signs of weakness or lack of willpower. They're distorted decision signals, glitches in the brain's cost benefit calculator that Parkinson's has introduced. So when you train movement with the brain's decision making process in mind, you don't just force action, you make action worth choosing again. And we teach you how to adjust the equation so that movement becomes possible, rewarding, and sustainable. You're not broken. Your brain's algorithm just needs some recalibration. And that is exactly what we're here to help you do. Not through pushing harder, but through understanding smarter.